Now, one organization dealing with the refugee crisis from what you could say a Jewishly informed perspective is OLAM, which works to galvanize Jewish commitment to global service and international development. And their latest campaign on the issue is called #70million.org. Well, joining us from Jerusalem with more on that is Dyonna Ginsburg. She is the CEO of OLAM. And Dyonna, thank you for joining us. First, talk to us a little bit about your organization, OLAM.
Thank you so much for having me. OLAM is an umbrella organization of over 50 Jewish and Israeli organizations that work with vulnerable communities around the world, in Africa, in Asia, and Latin America. And we mobilize the Jewish community to support among some of the world's most vulnerable.
Right. Now, let's talk about this new campaign that is dealing specifically with the refugee issue.
Sure. So I'm here with you as one of the organizers of the 70 Million campaign, which was launched yesterday, which calls upon the global Jewish community to mobilize surrounding World Refugee Day, which is happening this Saturday, this Shabbat, June 20th. It's a 10-day campaign where we are galvanizing the global Jewish community to support Jewish and Israeli organizations that work with refugees, to donate, to advocate, to volunteer, and to learn more about this issue. There are over 70 million refugees, asylum seekers, and internally displaced people around the world. In fact, today, the UN came out with new statistics that said that over 1% of the world's population are forcibly displaced. And we believe that as Jews who have a long history of forced displacement ourselves, that this is an issue that should touch us deeply. And even before coronavirus, this population faced tremendous challenges: loss of home, family, assets, loss of basic rights. But coronavirus has hit them really hard. A lot of things that you and I take for granted, the ability to wash our hands, have access to clean water, the ability to social distance, the ability to access basic health care, are not options for this population, many of whom are trapped in overcrowded refugee camps or cities around the world, who lack basic legal protections or the ability to even work. And so they've been very vulnerable to some of the economic impact of coronavirus. And so we are taking this moment, 100 different Jewish and Israeli organizations from Israel, North America, Europe, Latin America, Australia, some of the most prominent Israeli
I just want to briefly ask you, you mentioned why Jews who certainly know the experience of refugees should be involved in this issue. What could they bring to this issue from say, a Jewish perspective?
Sure. So a lot of the partners that are involved in this work have actually worked with Jewish refugees over the past 100 years or so. So there's a lot of collective wisdom and experience when it comes to this issue. In fact, to quote one of our partners in the U.S., Highest, they used to do this work because they were Jewish, the beneficiaries. Now they do this work because we are Jewish, because it taps into core values. So there's a lot of experience. And in addition to that, one thing that's important to mention is that 80% of these people are hosted in developing countries, countries that struggle to meet the basic economic needs of their own indigenous populations. And so funds that could seem negligible to us can make a big difference.
Okay, Dyonna Ginsburg there of OLAM. Thank you for joining us on The Rundown.